Well, hi everybody. Thanks for checking out the training video on Contractor Foreman's directory. And in the main menu, it's right there underneath people. So let's take a little walkthrough of kind of what you can do, how to do it, how the directory actually operates in Contractor Foreman. We're going to start here just at the main page. It's called the dashboard for the directory. And you can see we have what we call widgets all throughout Contractor Foreman. When you click on a module, it's going to take you first to the dashboard. And each dashboard, each module, I should say, in Contractor Foreman has its own set of unique widgets here. But let's start first up here, just at the very kind of top left. So here we have just a basic, simple way to search for contacts. I can't remember somebody's full last name, so I'm going to type in 4 letters and hit enter, and it'll come up with closest matches or project name or something like that, anything related to a contact. Um, we also have the filter button. So it's not that you're going to type in your first 3 letters here and then hit your filter button, just going to hit enter and it'll give you your results. The filter button is separate. Directory filter. So here we can search by scope of service. So if I just need to find all my roofers, I can just hit my drop down and pull in roofers. I can also go by tags, by type, by record status, which is just active, all, or archived. Moving over here, got to move something out of the way on my side real quick, but moving over here to the right side, 3 very important little icons. And again, everywhere in Contractor Foreman, every module has these. Now, this is the video icon, and maybe that's how you got to this video, but maybe you got to it through the internet or we're on YouTube, etc. But I'm going to go ahead and click there because depending on how you came in, you may or may not see all this. So even though you're going to get to your training video for whatever module you're in, of course, this one is the directory, but here it's going to be a whole list from our knowledge base database. It's called our KB articles, knowledge base articles. There's a whole list of them. So I can just go pick the one that I need and learn how to import contacts. Or maybe I don't see it here. I'm not sure. So I could just do a search up there. Just some really easy ways to get help. And what I mean by the easy way is what I'm not having to do. We always look for shortcuts at Contractor Foreman. I was looking to save you clicks, get you to that information that's most important to you very quick and easy. So if I need help in the directory or again, any module, I don't have to go over here to settings or support or things like that and start searching and clicking and searching. That's how a lot of softwares are, where everything's just lumped under support and I got to go figure out where that company decided to put it. So we put the vast majority of our help stuff is right there under the video icon. This one, little light bulb, is just that. Light bulb goes off in your head. You're in here in directory, you're going, geez, I wish it would do that. We'd love to hear about it. And everybody else would too. So you simply come over here, click the light bulb, type up a brief summary, and then a detailed description. So not just us here at Contractor Foreman, but all the other users can understand in detail what it is you're looking for, what your suggestion is, because other people are going to be able to see that. They can vote on it. We can comment and the vote. Everybody, I should say, can vote and comment on your suggestion. And we use those a lot for our updates that we put out on a regular basis. Then we have the settings icon over here. So in your directory settings, here's where your fundamental kind of settings can be handled here, and they're all in sections. So general settings, so I can just come over here. I could even change the name of that. And that's it. So instead of saying directory or anywhere in Contractor Foreman, not just the main menu, but anywhere in Contractor Foreman, it says directory, it could now say I could type in Rolodex if I wanted to. I could name that whatever I want. Then we got sort methods. So you can just see the different sections we have here. Now this one, I'm going to get into this in a little bit more detail, but we do a fantastic job of helping you manage those insurance certs, any other kind of OSHA 10 certs or welder certifications, anything with an expiration date, you do enter into Contractor Foreman, and we do a wonderful job of helping you out with that. And again, you're just going to hit the green pencil icon and set up your settings. Again, not having to go plow through a million other settings trying to find where we put it. Down below, getting into the actual parts of contacts here, the directory, underneath our three icons, we just quickly add a new contact. I can import in bulk as well, but I just got to add somebody new real quick. Got to add a new customer or a new employee or a new lead or a new vendor. So I can just hit and click on new vendor. There it is. Kind of a quick add. Maybe I don't got time. I just want to get them in the system so I can assign them something real quick. I'll come back later and fill out all the nitty-gritty details. So quick add right there. Over here, we got just licenses, used licenses, etc. How many licenses you've used on your plan. And when it comes time to upgrade, super simple, just click the upgrade button. Getting into the contact by type widget. So here, what it's showing us, yes, how many users we have, how many contractors are in the system. And if you notice a little information button there, I'll put my mouse on it. This includes a count of those who have app access as well, because you can give app access to contractors. They can even fill out time cards, things like that. Then you see the three-dot menu item. It's called the ellipsis menu item. Now, when I click on that, and you always want to look for that in Contractor Foreman, you're going to hear me harp on that on every training video I create. I really push you to learn, just make it a habit to always click on those three-dot menu items, because here, click that one. I can import now in bulk. I can get the contractor import template. Anything that's a list type information in Contractor Foreman, we build the templates for you. We don't want you spending time building import templates or PDFs, things like that. So we just provide them for you. I can view previous imports. And when I go here, I can also delete that previous import. Maybe I messed up something bad and I just got columns all messed up and I just want to get rid of it. So I could just go to here, view previous imports, hit delete, and it will get rid of that previous import. And then again, I can simply add a contractor. Then we have certificates expiring within 60 days. Now, as I get into a contractor's record, I'll get into more detail on this, but here it's just going to give you a list. I shouldn't say just give you a list, because it actually is doing a lot more than that. Because you see this email icon up here. So I can click that, and I can send an email to everybody that has something that's expiring. It doesn't have to just be an insurance cert. It could be anything that I need to track for them, and I need to get a new copy of it before it expires. So all I'm having to do is hit yes, and it handles a whole, there could be 50 people in that list, 50 companies in that list, and it will send it out, and it knows what it's looking for because you gave it that information. So it'll say, hey, we need new general liability from you. We need a new workers' comp from you. I just guess I didn't have, and then I can export the list as well. Forgot to show you that icon. So there's the email icon. There is the export the list icon. Here we have upcoming days off. So if people have requested days off, they've been approved, and they're going to go ahead and show up here. Didn't happen to have anybody. Down below, here's just a list of all my contacts, and you can see all. And it could be a very long list. I think the price stops at 50 or 100 or something, but just showing all. But I need to look at all of my contractors. I'm just going to click there. There's all of my contractors. And again, see the little icon here, head and shoulders icon. So we know that this contractor, Beck Plumbing, has access to Contractor Foreman. You've set up their permissions, and maybe they can just do their time card and that's it, or whatever, but gives us an indication there who has access to the app. We can also see if we've starred them. So we can see that we've starred the Berg Corporation as a favorite to work with. And again, we have the 3 dot or ellipsis menu item. You can share an internal link. This can be used for a lot of things. Now, Contractor Foreman is just rinse and repeat. You're going to learn that as you move through these videos and through the screens yourself. And maybe not so much for a contact all the time, but maybe you just want to email that contact to somebody in the company. Boom, I can just email them a link. Somebody in the company just clicks on the link and it takes them over to that contact. How simple is that? Makes it a lot easier. Maybe this is an RFI and a change order, and I want to embed that into some PDF drawings. So if this was a change order or an RFI, I could just click on that link, copy the link, embed it in my drawing. Then later somebody just clicks on it, takes them back to that change order or RFI. So those internal links are very handy little tool and often overlooked. Let's go ahead and jump into, let's go into a customer record. Jump back up to the top there into the details. Now, one thing I can do, I can collapse this sidebar so the screen's a little bit bigger, but I'm going to leave it open because I am going to move down and click on most of my menu items there. But you can collapse this sidebar right there or get back to your directory right there. So it shows us the Burger Palace, the customers, customers Barry Sizemore, got a project here for Burger Palace, got details and just that. I won't spend much time there, just basic details. But over on this other side, here's additional details. Maybe you had an access code to get through a locked gate, something like that. This is a security-based field. So you can set it so only certain people can see that access code. You can set up kind of their basic payment terms. So they're just net 15 or preferred due on receipt, website, etc. So a lot of default information you can have. So you don't ever have to type that again. We're all about getting rid of clicks. Scrolling down just a little bit. Got address. Then we have custom fields. Now, we didn't build out any custom fields here, but it's very, very easy to do. And I'm going to show you how to do that really quick because it is that easy. I go back to that settings icon up in the upper right, and I'm going to scroll down because those are at the bottom of this. And I'm just going to I just click. So here's all the fields that are available. I can do things like radio groups, text fields, but this is for stuff that you need to track that maybe we didn't think of, or it's just very unique to your end. So I'll just randomly click on a couple of things here. Let's do that. And then each one. Put a few more in their field. There we go. Now I'll scroll down. I'm moving kind of quick. Probably put it in the employees. So there's a field that I clicked on and insert. Again, like I say, I can report on these fields. They can go on PDFs that are going to get emailed out, things like that. And then additional contacts down below, because obviously for a customer, you're probably going to have multiple contacts. Just like with a contractor or a vendor, you got people in the accounting department, the estimating department, project management, field department, etc. Let's jump down into sales. Now, one quick thing here. Like I mentioned a number of times, Contractor Foreman, all the parts and pieces, all the modules are constantly talking to each other. So as I enter something somewhere, it's automatically getting pushed out in front of me. So it's automatically getting pushed to another module, another record, etc. And we do have our leads here. So as I create a lead and then I close that sale, and they become a customer, it captures all the information that maybe took place during the sales process. So I don't lose it all. And it moves it over into the sales in the customer record. And so I can see my sales activity here. I can create new activities by hitting new activity. And you can see, got a meeting set up, talk about next projects. The other thing, this also applies to pretty much every screen, every record in Contractor Foreman. What we also have here is kind of a small audit trail. We over in settings, we have a full-on audit trail, but for every record, I've got a timeline. Who did what when, just in case there's some kind of discrepancy, so I can always see right there who did what when to what record. I can see when it was created, etc. So there's a customer record sales, and now my documents. So again, as anything's created in the system, I didn't have to add this estimate. It just automatically came over into their record. I didn't have to add these invoices. It just automatically came over into their record. But I can also add an invoice right from here. So if I got to invoice them, I was checking something in their record, I also have to give them an invoice. I don't have to go back up to main menu, click main menu, go to invoices, start over, 10, 15 clicks just to give them an invoice. Bam, I just hit new invoice because I'm right there. So a lot of this, like I say, is all just built in. And again, see their payments, see whatever projects. Most likely, a lot of you will have customers that you've done multiple projects for. Here you can keep track of them very, very easily, and all the records around those projects. Service tickets for maybe warranty items for that customer. And then any kind of to-dos. So again, like I say, you can just add new right from there. Let's jump down into the files. Again, just any files that I've loaded up somewhere in the system. It's going to be anywhere. It can be some backup documentation for a change order. Could be the drawings, could be whatever, but there they are. So yeah, this is a XLS file. I can also go up to the 3-dot menu item. There it is again, that little suckers everywhere, 3-dot menu item. I can download it and I can mark it up. So if I got to work on that right there, I just click markup, opens up that XLS file, make my changes, save it, and I'm good. You can also do that with drawings real quick. This isn't the place I normally show it in any detail, but you can do markups for things like red lines, as-built. We have that markup tool in Contractor Foreman. Client access, because we do have our client portal. So you're going to set up their client portal. What can they see and do? It's all up to you what you're going to allow them to see, but customers love that client access. It's branded solely for you. It looks like you made it for them. And it builds their confidence because they can get financial updates in there. They can approve a change order, request a change order in their client portal. Just a ton of interaction in that client portal. And then you can just set up their standard kind of invoice, I don't know, terms, but just, late invoices are charged an extra 10%. That terminology that you're always going to go ahead and put on an invoice for your clients. And so you can just type it in here. Maybe it's different for this client, so I want it to say this, and now I don't have to worry about it. I'm not going to forget to put it on the invoice because we set it up right here. And then just a note field. And if we're going to add in any notes, we do have a note field over here, note module, but I can just add a note here because I just had a conversation with Barry and we talked about some details and I just want to log that real quick. So a little note thing there. Let's switch over here to a contractor. But I think you're starting to see that these screens and fields, they're all just the same. It's just rinse and repeat. And the important thing to understand, that's the same all the way through Contractor Foreman. I don't care what module I'm in here. Everything looks and acts the same way and everything is in the same place. So you're going to learn it a lot quicker than a system that has 38 different modules written by different companies, written in different programming languages that look completely different. So you got to learn 38. It's like learning 38 different software programs. With Contractor Foreman, we knew that was an issue. And so we solved it just by keeping everything the same, no matter where I go in Contractor Foreman. So here I am with Beck Plumbing and their record. Ron Beck is a contractor. I've got my details tab, looks just like the detail tab for the customer. There's my document tab. Again, just what pertains to a contractor. So I can see bills, bill payments, form checklist, emails, documents, project purchase orders. There's a subcontract they have there, and I can view it real quick, just a quick view, or I can actually open that in a new tab. So I can click there. It's loading it right there. Now I'm over to that subcontract. Look at whatever it is I need to look at. Again, everything is a shortcut. There's just a shortcut for everything to save you time. The big shortcut that I love to point out is down here, far right. See the history button? In case you're missing down here on the far right. So I'm going to click that. That's everywhere I've recently been in Contractor Foreman. So if I got to get back to an estimate, it's here, I had to do something in the contractor's record, but now I got to get back to the estimate I'm working on. If I didn't have it open in a second tab, I could just click here and it zips me right back to the estimate instead of going back to main menu, click on estimates, etc. So that history tab is definitely going to be your friend there. While I'm here, there's some notifications. This is in every screen, by the way, in Contractor Foreman, but there's notifications. Here I can just add a quick task. Super handy little tool. Bam, I can just add a new quick task. What do I got to do? All right, let's jump down here. I said I'd touch base a little bit more on licenses and certifications. I think I have some insurance certs for him. So here they are. I'll just open one up, show you. But general liability, policy number, when does it expire? Maybe it doesn't expire. Maybe it is some type of certification, etc., that just doesn't expire. And see, when I did that, I clicked it, it got rid of the expired field. I'm going to unclick it. So I do want to save that. Certain things we'll just say there. And then I can type in whatever the limit is. So it's going to be 1 million. Whoops, that's 10 million, but stick with that. And then I can get a copy of it. I can scan in that insurance cert and load it up right here. So I don't have to go back to a file cabinet or dig through my email to find it. When they send it to me, just scan it, attach it right here. And now I've got that insurance or general liability certificate right there. And then you're going to hit save down at the bottom. And I can add a new one. So as I get them in the originally for the very first time, I'm going to add it here and I'm just going to fill that out. Again, super easy to do. But think of the tracking that if you have to deal with those, you know how critical and important they are and how time consuming they can be. And if you remember that widget back on the dashboard where you're just going to hit the one button email and everybody's going to get emailed a request for their new cert, whatever it might be. Because you can give contractors access to a time card, we do allow you to have them do time off requests. It's kind of unusual for a contractor, but it does happen. So we do provide that, and they could just do a time off request, create a new one for them right there, or they could do it, say, from the phone app. And then just any other files that got loaded up. So this is from anywhere in the system, whatever it was. The drawings that I sent them would be in here. Backup documentation on a change order might be here. Whatever it is, whatever I loaded up in any of those modules that had to do with this contractor is going to show up here. I don't have to move them there. I don't have to tell the system to send them there. Nothing. It's just done automatic. And then again, we have the note field. And on this one's already created. So there's where it was created, date and time. And add a new note. And then, of course, we have our more button for the 3-dot or ellipsis menu. Convert to the vendor, share internal link. What that kind of looks like. Let's jump over here to a subcontract. And let's hit the 3-dot menu item. And this is what I mean. You know, here I am in a subcontract, so it's got a few more options in that 3-dot ellipsis menu. But I'm going to email the subcontract out to them. I can generate a bill from here because they sent me in the invoice, and now I'm going to get them paid. So I'm just going to go here. So again, I don't have to do 10 clicks and 3 different modules to get over to create them a bill. There's that internal link, archive, etc. So depending on the module, that three dot menu item changes, but it's very, very helpful. One of the last things I want to get into here with contacts from our directory is in a project. You know, I don't know if you know this, but as you do an estimate and you create an estimate and that estimate is accepted, the system breaks the estimate down, does a whole lot of work for you. One of the things, it creates a project, sets up your financials, etc. And so very little work to do once you've proved an estimate, but you are going to end up saying who's going to be really working on the job. Because so here's a list of everybody again. So now nobody has to call the office, say who's just getting going on a job or something. So who's doing our concrete, who's doing our site work, who does this, who does that. You're just creating your contacts here. And to do that, you just simply click here and pick from whoever it is you need and add them to the contacts for that company. Again, you might have hired a new sub, a new vendor that you hadn't worked with before. Obviously happens all the time. So here I can just add a new contractor right there. Just fill it out again, quick fill out. I can come back later and do the other important stuff, but I just need to get this person in the system. So I can do that right from there. So again, the directory, well, yes, just a list of your contacts, except it's not just a list of your contacts. It's very powerful, dynamic module that feeds information all throughout Contractor Foreman, but yet very easy to use because it's that simple. Add a contact, pick what type, and you're done. System's going to add in their certificates again if you use them, and there you go. I can actually expand or collapse that list there. Just pop that up so now I can see more my contacts. Trick in case you didn't notice that. All right, folks. Hope that helps. Give us a shout. Let us know if you have any questions at all. If you want to book a training, a one-on-one training, be sure to just jump over to trainings. Check out the support page as well. That's where the other videos are, the knowledge base articles are. We call them the KB. So when you hear us call something KB articles or KB database, that's what we mean by the knowledge base. Thanks again for watching. Appreciate it and hope you have a wonderful day.